Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. I achieved Golden Octavia yesterday, and holy shit, I broke the skin. What the fuck is this? It's broken. It's cut in half. What the? Where's the textures? Ah, there we go. Now it's fixed. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Either way, on today's video, right now I'm here, but I'm going to be putting some gameplay in the back. And I want to talk about a couple things. So I'm going to tell you right now in a quick introduction of what I'm going to be speaking throughout the video. And then you can choose to either see the entire video or just see the looks of the skin or whatever. Now, first, I want to talk about the grind itself. There's been some comments all over the place about the grind that I did, so I want to talk about that. Second, I want to give my feedback about the skin, but I'm probably gonna leave that for last. Probably, yeah, that'll be like the third thing. The thing that I want to talk about after though is the little tips and tricks about how you can grind her to make it a little bit more easy, maybe more lethal or more survivability, you know, etc, etc, etc. Whatever you guys are looking for, I'm going to try to talk about it all. So stick around. I'll be changing the part of the back into the gameplay now. Okay, so here we are now with the gameplay in the back, so you guys can enjoy. I'm gonna be going through some third person, maybe like first person. I'm gonna look at the character when she's dead. I'm also gonna be looking at her when she's emoting, slow-mo, etc. Gonna do all that cinematography, whatever thing. I don't know the word. I don't care. Listen, I want to talk first of all about the grind itself and all the comments I've been receiving. If you go on Twitter, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll see how people... Basically, the only idea is like, get some sleep, get some life, you don't have any life, etc, etc, etc. Look, that's all very heartwarming and etc that people care about me and others just hate me, but I don't care. But the entire grind was all scheduled and prepared for. I slept well before the entire grind, and I slept well after the entire grind. I didn't spend the entire grind drinking monsters or energy drinks or anything of the sort, or even coffees, because if you do that, then that's definitely gonna harm you. And I also had people with me on voice chat when I was doing the grind, okay? I had Cam, who's a very good friend of mine. I thank her a lot for being there as well. I had Feisty. Feisty showed up there a lot of times, and a lot of people know who Feisty is. We had Beam for Hell, Sexified. My wife was with me the entire grind, all right? And it was not harmful for me. I was a little bit tired in the end, yeah. It didn't create any headaches for me or either. And after the grind was done, I just went to relax and just went to sleep. End of story. So for the people who think that get some life, I'm sorry, but this is also a part of my life, because in case you didn't notice, I did this before with other champions. I achieved it. I had success, and I wanted to do the same here. I wanted to try to break my own record. Okay, I did a record of 36 hours before with Yagarath. In this one, I wanted to break that record, and I feel like I still have room to improve. I did 27 hours, 26 to 27 hours, and I feel like I could have gone under 24 hours. Now, I didn't do anything that it's impossible. What I did can be done by anybody. And the thing is, I find it awkward to people, mostly the haters, that said that I have no life and look at him, he's just a sad little person. When there's other games like World of Warcraft, you look at them, there's a new DLC, there's people going weeks, playing that and nothing else without stopping, almost not even sleeping, only chugging on energy drinks and anything. But Kreepers does this once every like 3 months on a character, gets prepared and everything. I even had my house clean to the max, everything was done, everything was well taken care of, the pets, everything. They were running around here on the office with me and everything. Alright, and I had everything set up. Didn't took me too long to get it. I mean, it could have gone all the way to 3 days like Vora, but in Vora I had to sleep because that was too much. Or, like, for example, here's another one that a lot of people, I don't know why nobody mentioned that. So, I don't know if you guys remember Mr. Beast. He had a challenge, right? Stick the finger on the screen, and the last person to remain on it would win, I don't know how much money. So that's okay. But what I did, that it's actually just something for me, it's content for the channel as well, something that I'm trying to break my own record and so on, that's no life, but the other one isn't. Okay, sure, whatever. And, okay, now I wanted to talk about the question that some people mentioned, that I was just 5 stacking. First of all, if I was 5 stacking or not, That is no issue whatsoever, because it's not like I was just going into 5 stacks to trying to destroy people. If I ever, which I never actually did, just gonna take that away right now. I never actually did a 5 stack. The max I did was pretty much like 4 people. In the end of the grind, that last 2 hours, last 2 to 3 hours, I streamed them. I didn't want people to see what I was doing, check my loadouts, or to disconcentrate me, to make me lose my focus, which happened during the stream, by the way. A lot of the times I lose my focus because of that, and it even took longer just because of that. I didn't want that, so I was always offline, but with my friends on voice chat and so on, keeping me busy and my mind active and so on. And the max that I did was like 4 people. Even if it was a 5 stack, how is that any problem whatsoever? My idea was I want to get this champion in less hours than I did with Yagurath to level 50. That's my challenge, that's my thing, that's my life. But somehow it's a problem. And doing a 5 stack for that is a problem. Hey, maybe doing a 5 stack is probably the best thing for a lot of people to do it, because then you can secure Octavia. In this case, I never had to. I think I lost Octavia 4 times, and one of those times I actually had to drop the game because I forgot to invite Cam for the last game possible of getting golden skin, and I said that I was going to invite her for the last game. But even then, that's not the issue here. The issue that I'm trying to bring here is that people look at this as if it's something crazy, or that I'm mad, I'm crazy, and I need to stop. I don't need to stop. I'm doing something that I like. I'm doing something that it's both fun for me, it's also a challenge. I like challenges, and it's also something for the content for the channel. And I have to ask one thing. How many of you out there have never spent one night without sleeping? So, some people will go one night without sleeping to play Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, or watch movies, or just do absolutely nothing at all. But Kreepers does it by playing Octavia, automatically no life. Makes no sense. Honestly, I appreciate that people care about me, but please think before you speak. A lot of you guys that did these comments that were hateful comments, not even just caring for me comments, you make no sense. You don't think, even. You're claiming that I did 5 stacks when I didn't. That makes no sense. Alright, like, please, check your sources before. Now, on to the grind. First of all, I want to say that this grind was a lot more fun than Yagurath, because, as you can imagine, Yagurath had a lot of counters, burn monster, etc., etc. That was just pain, pain, pain. But then again, the XP is actually sorted out by time of gameplay and wins and losses, and not by how good you do with a character. So I could legit do 0 kills the entire match and I still would receive the same amount of XP. Alright, then of course you have the whole like playing a party. I only need one person in the party, that's why I'm even not saying why 5 stack, that makes no sense. The person that I had on my party from start to begin to end was Sexified. He volunteered himself, I didn't force him to anything. Like he said it himself, he didn't want to sleep that night and he wanted to help me, and so he did. 10% extra XP. Nobody forced anybody to do anything. And he was playing whatever he felt like. He played Zen, he played Eevee, he played Imani, if I think? No, Imani was Cam. Doesn't matter. Either way, as you see here, it has nothing to do with getting free levels because I'm a content creator and I get special dev treatment. Please. That's another thing. Stop making up bullshit. Because I'm friends with developers doesn't actually mean I get special treatment or special things, okay? Get that shit out of your head. I'm friends with them because I'm friends with the person itself, not with their status. I don't need them to be a developer for me to be friends with them. I just happen to enjoy their company because I know how much they suffer on the hands of the community sometimes. So I know how truthful they are, so shut up. Next, let's actually talk about Octavia. As I was saying, Octavia is very, very, very fun. But she has an issue. She only has one true damage ability, which is her weapon. Unless you go with the damage on the dome, the destruction field, but that's not really reliable. I mean, it can work, you can do that, sure. But why am I talking about this? This is the reason why most of the times, almost 75% of the times that I played Octavia, I went with the talent display of Force. This is a talent that allows you to root people with the first small beam, and then the next beam does more damage on the ultimate. All this on the ultimate, obviously. Because then it would increase my DPS, and also would allow me to get kills. Especially because I was always playing TDM, I wanted to get kills as much as possible. Instead of not aiming, which completely inaccurate, and instead of just aiming down sides and having to hit shots left and right, people backing out and healing themselves. At least with this, I could secure kills behind walls and so on. That was my main idea. And also the other two are mostly focused on healing, and it's like, I'm playing a damage, I'm not actually healing. Unless I needed a healer, I wouldn't go with those talents. I actually started using a little bit more the asymmetric warfare, which is the talent that does damage and heals with the dome, with the distortion field. It can be pretty good, you can increase the size and so on. Which is pretty awesome. The one that it says that Octavia's ammo is not consumed after the jump and heals, which is hell or high water. It's not something I need. I don't need infinite ammo after I get a couple shots. If I want to get Death Hands so I can shoot more, I go with the credits talent, which is pretty good, because you don't really need to kill anybody. Your team needs to kill. So if your team kills 6 people, you get extra credits. Especially on TDM, because there's nothing to increase credits. And in TDMs, there's maps with boosters for your ultimate. So all of this would come together, and I would get like Death Hands with the credits, thanks to having faster credits, cauterize, and then I would get the boosters for the ultimate and so on. But I can tell you, I could build my ultimate so fast, I would get an ultimate before the booster even showed up. This on the Dragons map or whatever. But again, I was playing Display of Force mostly, also with the talent of the credits. The only time I use the Commander's Shield, which is the passive for the shields, was when we had no healer, and then I would take a healing loadout. And with the healing dome, the healing, distortion field, it felt like it was a little bit more healing than it was with the jump. And you can increase its size, and you can also decrease its cooldown with 2 different cards. So if you wanted to go full heals, definitely that was pretty good. Also remember that if you go with the thing that says Commander's cooldown, the one that gives you 10%, the passive of 10% cooldowns, if you buy Chronos automatically, it starts going down with diminishing returns, so it ends up being nothing. There's actually a calculator online, you can go and search it up, you'll see how bad it is. It will go like to less than 5% or something. So might as well just go with credits, get Chronos faster, get Chronos 3, and just heal people. Boom, done. That's your best way to go as support Octavia, okay? But most of the times I was definitely going damage. Now you would say, but Kreepers, why wouldn't you go with the ultimate charge thing if you're going with the ultimate talent as well? Well, that's all pretty fun and everything, but like I told you, there's diminishing returns that makes this passive become very bad. It goes to below 9% if I have full morale boost. So I might as well just get the credits one, which allows me to get morale boost faster, Death Hands cauterize, and whatever I need in after, you know. I could need resilience, I could need blast damage protection, I could need life steal, kill to heal. Kill to heal is massive with her, by the way, especially if you're playing with the other talent that I was talking about, the asymmetric warfare that does damage with the dome. If you throw a dome at very long range, you get heals by just damaging that person dying after. That's pretty good to me. Kill to heal, very good with her. But again, Display of Force, the one that does roots and extra damage, together with the credits passive that I felt like it was huge, very good, very awesome. And then my main loadout. My main loadout is the one that I used like 75% of the times as well, which include DR 4 points on after the jump, DR on when I placed it in the distortion field and I was inside of the distortion field for 4 points, and 5 points on reducing the movement speed penalty of the iron sights or designated sights or whatever. Then the other 2 are just fillers, extra ammo, and less time to get the designated sights up. That's my main loadout. Doesn't mean that this has to be yours. But I had a couple of others that I created. I just don't feel like it was really necessary to put them in here just because I'm still looking at them. I don't really want to bet on like support Octavia. I don't feel like it's necessary, honestly. But you guys will see depending on your style. All I'm saying right now, credits passive, get items faster, and the ultimate talent, very awesome. The reason why I was going double DR and also together with speed is so that I could continuously fire, get kills. That's your main source of damage, your scope, right? So if you move faster and you can peek around corners and you have DR in multiple different ways, you're harder to kill. So there you go. Also watch out because the distortion field apparently is kind of buggy. Sometimes it will allow you to see through, so people will be able to see you on your distortion field, so you gotta be careful. Now, I want to talk about this. Hopefully this is going to get nerfed as well. It's a card that I feel like in higher elo, this is extremely hard to pull off. But in low elo, this might be really broken. All right, which is the card Overwhelming Force. This card allows you to get 10% ultimate charge at 5 points by just getting an assist, or a kill by holding down your designated sites. And this is where the credits passive came in handy. Because if I was to use this card to get the ultimate faster, I would go with the talent, with the passive for the credits, so that I could get more credits faster by Death Hands, so I would never be caught on the reload animation. I would put speed while moving around with my scope, and then I would have that card with 4 or 5 points, and basically, with the extra credits having Death Hands, I would have no time after out of the scope. I would have my ultimate really fast by just getting 1 or 2 shots on each person, and as soon as they died, I would have 10% back. This card needs to be changed immediately to be either killing blows and possibly also nerfing the 10% ultimate charge. I feel like that's way too much. The same thing happened with Strix. He had like 10% ultimate charge being given to him by every shot that he would hit with his weapon on aiming down scopes, which is mainly his entire kit. And that was changed immediately. And I feel like this one needs to be changed as well. But in 2 ways. It actually has to be killing blows, and it has to also be 5% max, because this is too broken. Too broken. You get 5 people to die by just hitting a couple shots on each one of them, and your team kills them. Next thing you know, 50% back. You can go with, by the way, morale boost, 30% extra passive on filling it up, and you cannot forget, hitting shots grants you ult charge. So 5 kills would be enough to get a full ult. You can get an ult in 30 seconds. That's how broken it is. That's why I feel like that's definitely good. Also, the reason why I also go a lot of Death Hands with her is because her ammo is limited. And I feel like you can put a lot more points into stuff like I did, for example, with the DR, so you can maintain yourself alive by Death Hands because of the credits passive, and then you're going to get Death Hands faster. So, since I played mostly TDM, I don't know if this applies the same thing as well as to Siege. But I did play a lot of Siege after I got to level 50, just to commemorate and play with the viewers and etc. And I can say that it definitely works. This loadout has been my main loadout. I've been working with it. It's pretty good. You survive more, you do more, therefore you create more ult charge, more credits, you help with more pressure, so that's definitely very good. Because she has no other damage ability besides her ultimate, you want to stay alive and you want to keep shooting as much as possible. Try not to use the out of scope thingy, okay? It's not that good. It seems good, but the recoil on it is so trash. Holy cow. Holy cow. Alright. That's pretty much it on tips. Like I said, Cauterize, Death Hands, pretty good for her. DR loadout with speed on iron sights, credits passive, and ult talent, pretty good. Those are my main little tips for you if you want to try to level her up. TDM only, try to get one person to play with you most of the time. Don't try to do what I did, okay? Unless you're ready for it. What I would say is if you're like, you're gonna play 6 hours today, get a friend to play with you. Don't go solo. Just one person should be enough. It doesn't have to be a healer, because if you kill people, you end the match faster, you go into another one. So there you go. Okay, so I was saying, about feedback about the skin. I loved this skin, the golden skin. That's why I also wanted to try to get it as soon as possible. That's why I also decided to challenge myself once again, to do this. The golden skin is amazing. It just looks amazing. They did a huge job on this, especially on one thing. If you go in third person, the skin, if you go even, you can go right now, go into the menu, press Octavia, and press her golden skin, and just watch the detail there is into her pants or leggings. I don't know what that is. But the fabric is completely different. It is completely different to what we've been seeing all this time, right? You guys have seen it. Like, you go into Torvald, you go into Xiaoling, Kanessa, whatever, and other champions that have a lot of fabric that is gold, and it doesn't look this good. This looks amazing. It looks like gold, and it still looks like fabric, and I loved it. All right, I hope that this same feature can be applied to those champions later on when they finish all the golden skins, because this just looks amazing. There's a tiny little detail, the little sight that you see, the little reticle sight on the sight, becomes purple, the purplish thing, which looks really good. I loved it. And it also has a couple flaws. One of the flaws, unfortunately, is that she doesn't have the killing effect of people becoming gold when they die. Unfortunately, I don't know. Same thing happened with Yagurath. Maybe it will be fixed in the future. We don't know. There's no change to the entire distortion field if you're thinking about it. And the ultimate is exactly the same thing as well. I would love to see the ultimate on purplish color because that would just make it a lot better. And I don't know how it looks like in third person when we jump, the slow motion. I know that the little thing around us, the effect on the first person changes. And it looks cool as well. But yeah, no, definitely it has to have the killing effect changed, fixed. And if they decide to change the distortion field and the ultimate, then amazing. But that's pretty much it. I told you what I feel about the entire comments about my grind. I told you how the grind was, and I told you a couple tips and tricks so you can achieve level 50 as well. And I also gave you the feedback about the skin. That's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to say. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be streaming on my own Twitch every once in a while, so make sure to follow that. And if you don't want to follow that, or if you want to make sure you don't lose the notification, check me out on Twitter and my Discord. Notifications are always up when I go stream. And if I'm not streaming there, I'm either recording a video or I'm streaming on the Paladins Game channel, which you can also go check out. The official Paladins Game channel. A lot of people still don't know I stream there. So I'll see you guys there or on my channel. Until then, have a wonderful time. Bye-bye. I'm out. See ya.